Hi, I'm Katie from What Katie Did, and this is the third in my trio of buying things from Wish which don't turn out to be exactly how they seem. To begin with, I did a video on corsets from Wish, and then I did a video on waist trainers from Wish, and today I'm going to do fully fashioned stockings. And I know I touched on fully fashioned stockings bought from AliExpress last year, but this time around it's quite special to me because I was flicking through Wish as you do, guilty pleasure, and I came upon this picture of Eleganti fully fashioned stockings, and the brand Eleganti was the first, well, actually the second fully fashioned stocking that we stocked at What Katie Did. The first was when I was at Skin 2, and we used to import Sweet Caroline fully fashioned stockings from the US. And after that we went on to sell Eleganti fully fashioned stockings. And although I did purchase fake fully fashioned stockings last year for my review, they weren't branded, whereas this time around they did actually use the Eleganti picture, and they did specifically say they were Eleganti fully fashioned stockings. Fakery, when it comes to places like Wish, is really quite hurtful because, you know, if you're not used to fully fashioned stockings, you don't know exactly what the point of them is, why they're so expensive, why, you know, what the big fuss is, and you have to really know a bit about the history to realise why they're so special. For example, there's only a few factories remaining in the world who still make them. There's, you know, a couple in Europe and one in America. There's actually two in the UK, so we're very, very lucky. But, you know, I know very well for a fact that the Elegantis are made in the north of England. That there's nowhere outside of England making Eleganti. It is a labour of love. So when I saw this, I thought, right, I need to buy these and I need to try them. I got told off by my daughter in my last Wish video because she was like, did you do an unboxing? And I'm like, yes, I did. And she said, but you didn't open them on camera. And I'm like, no. I couldn't resist, but these came a couple of days ago. I have opened them to have a quick look, the actual envelope that they came in. Now, if you buy Eleganti fully fashioned stockings, you get them, you know, this isn't the packaging Eleganti used today, but this is the size of the packaging you'd get. So I'm opening my so-called Eleganti fully fashioned stockings, because they don't mention the word fake at all. These are my Eleganti fully fashioned stockings from Wish on China. There's no fabric content or anything on them. There was no sizing for them. This is my first look at them. Obviously, they're not fully fashioned. I mean, I knew that for a fact before I ordered them, and I'm a bit shocked at the moment because the band. Oh my goodness! I have to try these on for you in a minute. The band at the top of these fully fashioned stockings is going to fit around my shin possibly. It's so tight. Okay, I'll try them and let you know. But I'm a UK size 12. I'm a US size 8, and I've never seen a stocking like this. I'm not concerned that they're not fully fashioned because I knew that, even though other people wouldn't. I'm not concerned that they're not Eleganti because I knew that, even though other people might not be aware of it. It's this welt, which is like a pop sock. It's smaller than a pop sock welt. But anyway, these are my Eleganti fully fashioned stockings. They're branded as What Katie Did because we used to rebrand them back in the day. This is very old packaging now. And I'm going to open these up for you. So this is what a fully fashioned stocking unboxing should look like. So these are a medium, these are my size. So this is a fully fashioned stocking. You can see it's totally sheer. And I have done several other videos about fully fashioned stockings on YouTube, so please check them out because it does go into a lot of detail about what makes them so special, and also how to work out the sizing and how to look after them and how to care about them. This video is really just a little bit about a bit of fun to to show you, if you don't know very much about fully fashioned stockings, what you could end up with. So now I've got my Wish Eleganti Fully Fashioned Stockings try on. The things I do for you. That's it. I should point out that my husband has said, well, it does look like it's got a graduated welt, but I want to point out that this so-called graduated welt, this inch bit at the top, is really strong elastic, and it's really cutting into my thigh, and it's if they've tried to make a hold up. It will kind of, that will hold up. It will roll down as soon as I've walked 10 feet, but it's not. I think they've tried to do like a hold up as opposed to a stocking, which isn't great as it is, and it certainly isn't fully fashioned, and that's how it is. So if you bought these for the first time and they were your first experience wearing stockings, they'd probably put you off for life. And I guess, you know, if you had tried these, you can understand why people don't like stockings anymore. I should also point out that the so-called fully fashioned stockings I bought from AliExpress last year, again, well, last year they were totally unbranded, but they were, and they weren't fully fashioned, but they were wearable. So what you buy when you buy cheap stuff from Wish and Ali is you've really got no idea what you're going to receive. The picture, it doesn't represent what you're going to get. And I was lucky last year. I was quite impressed in the stockings, in the fact that they were wearable for what I'd actually paid for them. But you know, they certainly weren't fully fashioned. Whereas this time around, this is painful to wear, and I can feel it, you know, really digging into my thighs. So this time around it's a complete loss. And just for fun, here's my real pair of Eleganti fully fashioned stockings from the actual source. So you can see there is a slight difference there. If you do find a bargain pair of fully fashioned stockings on Wish or AliExpress or eBay, please be aware that you might not actually get what you pay for. My fake fully fashioned, although if I was a member of the general public, I wouldn't realise that they were fake. I might not realise they were fake. You know, they were like $4 plus shipping, so it wasn't such a great deal when you get something that's totally unwearable. If you do have any questions about fully fashioned stockings, there's a lot of information on our YouTube channel, and also you're welcome to get in touch and ask me, and I'll do my best to answer. In the meantime, please do take care, and I'll catch up with you soon.